So I've taken the skin off and now I've taken that belly flap off. So this is the bit that normally you would use to create a tartare. So slice this into our little battens so that we can dice it. Because it's got that really beautiful layer, those really nice layers of fat through it, it's got a really nice mouthfeel. And because it's already nice and thin, it makes it easy to dice and get that shape or that texture that we want from tartare. We used a filleting knife to take the skin off, so a knife with a little bit of bend or give in it, because it is, once you get down to the belly, there isn't a huge amount of meat there, and because the meat is quite delicate, you need to try and get as much of it off as you can. I'm gonna make almost like a little wafer. So I'm gonna use the nori as almost like a cracker. I wanna toast my nori first, so I need some heat. And toasted nori just it gives you a different texture, so it helps cook it, but also it gives you a completely different flavour. So just run it over really, really quickly. You don't want it to catch. You just want it to heat. And it will become a little bit more brittle and not as chewy. So now we've got nori that's not going to be chewy like the outside of a piece of sushi is, but it's going to be nice and brittle and crunchy. To go with our salmon, I want to make up a little mixture. Avocado. We know avocado goes perfectly with salmon, so I'm going to use some avocado. Dice this. And what you put on this little cracker, on this little nori cracker, is completely up to you. I've got a really basic combination of things that I know work. So I've got Kewpie mayonnaise, which again, we know goes perfectly well. Actually, I might not dice this, I might leave it in slices. Some miso. Miso and salmon is a great combination. And lime, chili and chives. So flavours that go really, really well. And then just use a dessert spoon to hollow it out and you'll come out with some nice slices. Like so. I'll get rid of this piece, sit that there. Now, my chili, I'm going to cut this into some rounds. If you don't like hot things, then cut this in half and de-seed it. I like hot things, so I'm just going to cut it into rounds. So add some chives, do the same. About a quarter of a bunch of chives. We've got pretty much all of our mixture to go on top. So I'm going to pop this into a bowl. Now, if you were dicing your avocado, this is where your avocado would go in the bowl as well. But I'm just going to use mine a little bit differently. Juice of half a lime. Now this is slightly going to cure the salmon. We don't need a lot. The acid will start cooking or curing our salmon. A little bit of Kewpie. About whatever you're using Kewpie, you want about half the amount of miso. And then mix all that together. It's definitely, even though you've got miso in there, it's still going to need a pinch of salt. Miso is salty, but it's a very different sort of salt. So we've got that done. That's our mixture basically done. So now it's time to get our wafer ready. Scissors are much easier than trying to cut your toasted nori. Place your nori in the bowl, fan out a couple of pieces of avocado, and then spoon your salmon mixture on top. Once you've got all that in there, there are a couple of different ways you can eat it, and I'll show you. So that's that one done. Now, I said there's a few different ways you can eat it. I'll show you the way I eat it. So we'll go through the same thing. Fan a couple of pieces of avocado on. It lends itself perfectly to just being eaten like a taco. Salmon on top of your nori and your avocado. And then 2 points together, like that, just like you would a taco. And eat it like a taco. It's a combination of flavors you know are going to go well together. You can add as many other things as you want, but as a classic sort of salmon sushi dish, this is perfect.